Bruce, you tried out Nico Sekiris and Pellegrino as well, kind of the attacking midfield role today. How do you think they did in terms of their performance in that?
Well, Pellegrino played the last 20 some odd minutes, and Nico did well. You know, as he gets more experience, I think he'll obviously get a little fitter at games at this level and play a little quicker. But he's a kid with some talent. He saw some good plays, some good passes on his part. So that's encouraging. Pellegrino's a goal scorer. He's got a good nose for the goal, knows how to get in good forward positions, and nice to see him finishing today. He's had a couple of chances during the year that he hasn't put in the back of the net, so it's good to see that he got a goal today. And obviously Martinez, 3 goals, Chicho a goal, and Espinoza. So a good afternoon, but let's be fair. I don't think that's a fair score line today. That's not a 6-1 game, but I'm going to take it, and we could schedule this game every 30 years. We'd be in good shape.
You got a follow-up? Go ahead, Jim.
Yeah, just obviously 29 years ago today was that first MLS game.
It was 29 years?
29, yes.
So what's this 30 they're talking
Well,
about?
30th MLS
30th season.
So the league is, I think, yeah.
I only have 10 fingers. So it's challenge.
But just thinking, today, in terms of the result, 29 years ago, that result, just how far the league has come. I mean, your thoughts there?
Yeah, the league has come. I think in a lot of ways, obviously the talent in the league has improved. The American players considerably better. The facilities at some of our clubs are world class. We have beautiful stadiums, great training facilities, and good coaches. So the league is moving forward. I think the World Cup is going to be exciting for the sport in this country, and it's going to be a big boost to MLS, because I think we're going to see some real players coming to MLS for the 2027 season.
Cristian Babcock, Mercury News.
Hi, Bruce, over here. You mentioned how the league has grown. I think every player who scored today was an international. You have a guy like Josef who's basically chosen to spend his prime years in this league.
Mm-hmm.
What can you say about how this league has become a destination for some of the best players in the world now?
Well, that's not unusual in any league. If you look at the EPL, you look at Man City. How many English players are playing at Man City or Liverpool, or so that's top leagues try to attract the top players. I think it's still a mission of this league, and I'm very much in favor of is to get Americans developed. So even today, we see 2 young players in the midfield for us, in LaRue and Verhoeven. We got Ricketts in, and obviously in the back line we have Romney as an American player, and Harks as well. But I think that's an important part of it as well, to continue to grow the sport in our country and develop our players as well.
How is the feel of today's game different compared to 29 years ago?
Well, the field was a hell of a lot better than the one in Spartan Stadium. No one was running into walls. I think the field was like 60 yards wide. It had a big crown on it. But that was the start to the league. We didn't in a lot of ways we didn't know any better. But so that's progress. You just look at some of these stadiums and facilities in the league today. It's fantastic. And I would imagine we're going to continue to have some kind of expansion, probably in a smaller degree, and finally be settled into a plan as to how we move forward after the World Cup and all. But it's been a real challenge, and the support from, I said this the other day, the support that Lamar Hunt and Robert Kraft and Phil Anschutz gave this league in tough times kept it afloat. And that's a big story, which no one even talks about, but that's a big story, and got to give those gentlemen a lot of credit. And today we have great ownership.
Robert Jonas, Quick-Step Center.
You mentioned the score maybe was a little lopsided, and yeah, there were a few goals at the end there, but your team looked very on poise in that first 30 minutes. What was it about this DC team that you felt you could take advantage of?
Well, the DC team, I think the first 10 minutes of the game had an advantage on us. I thought they came out well. They pressed us up high. Second half they started and got a real good chance. So it could have been 3-2, and then you see people get a little nervous at that point. So I think the score line's a little unfair, but they're a team that they'll be fine as they move forward. a starting point to have the best goal scorer in the league doesn't hurt you. So I think they're gonna find ways to win games and be very competitive.
Kevin Wynn, SF Standard.
Hey Bruce, what are you learning about managing a striker like Josef, and like what pleased you the most about how he got his goals today?
Well, Joseph's a 9. He's a pure 9, and he has a great nose to the goal. I think some of our issues in our first 6 games, or Josef missed one of the games with international duty. We haven't found him. We haven't noticed some of the runs he's made, and today it was a little bit clearer to our players. So he's getting some chances, and he scored 3 goals. Could have had a 4th one right at the end. So that's a real positive. I've been around players like Josef in my career, so I have a good sense of how they're thinking. I said to him the other day, he's saying I'm not getting the ball enough. I said, well, we don't have Lionel Messi playing on this team. He said, I never scored a goal from Lionel Messi. I said, that's good. And he's a good player. I had Marco Echeverri here this weekend, who I absolutely love, and one of the greatest players in the history of this league. And I talked to him about some of his counterparts in South America. So I love these players. They come here and they really buy into the league. So it's really rewarding to have those kind of players on the team.
And a quick follow-up, and someone like Bo LaRue, how he stormed onto the scene. Do you think he would have been discovered in '96, '95, whenever the league started?
He probably would have been playing American football. He's 21 years old, so he wasn't even born then.
Yeah.
But a local kid that probably, and I don't know the full story with our academy and all, but I think he got pushed out at some point. I don't know the full story, but he's a talented kid, and he gets a little bit more experience. He's going to be a real good player.
Oscar Verhoeven is a player who got minutes tonight. He's usually played as a fullback, but he played very well tonight, in my opinion, as a center mid. What do you see in him that allows him to play that position?
I think, again, remember this is we've been together for 3 months as a team. I don't know them completely. They don't know me. But as I watch Oscar all the time, I just said last week, this guy's a 6'8". He's not a wing back. He's not a right back. He's got a lot of energy. He's got a pretty good feel. He had some very good passes today. So I think we're going to continue to look at him there. He's a talented kid. I think he's 18, 19 years old. Again, they're very ambitious. They want to play right away, but we got to be a little bit patient. But to have Nico on the field today at 19, 20 years old, to have Oscar on at 18, to have the LaRue on at 21, that's a positive statement. And the fact that we have some experienced international players that help move them along is a positive. So we'll see. This season, it's going to be a little bit like this. It's not going like that. It's going to be good times and bad times, and we're just going to try to make things better. That's all we can do. We'll try to work hard every day and try to get better.
The last couple of weeks about just not being able to find the back of the net the way you guys wanted to. How does a win like this kind of continue to build confidence, especially going forward? You also mentioned.
I would say that Monday, next Saturday, will be a good test to see where we are when we play, one of the better teams in the league, obviously, and on the road. And that'll be challenging. So we'll see what kind of progress we're making. The last road trip didn't go real well, so let's see how we're ready to play this game in Los Angeles.
But a quick follow-up also with Josef, him getting the hat-trick today. Does that take a weight off his shoulders, so to say, as far as?
Yeah, I think so. No different than this is a basketball season right now. Basketball players scoring points and making shots. You get confidence, and we need our strikers to have confidence. So that's a positive.
Cristian.
Bruce, when you've talked about the future of this league, how there's still such an opportunity for growth. When you look at this stadium, look at how the fans showed up today. What do you think? Do you think MLS can challenge the big 4 leagues in the U.S. for supremacy? What do you think is the potential in 10 years or 30 years?
Well, I will never say this, never mention this person's name, but an NFL owner told me that he thinks in 20 years that the MLS could surpass the NFL. And I think that was more related to maybe even a safety issue than anything, because of some of the issues they've had. But what I bet the house on that? No. But it's just an indication that the sport has been accepted in this country. I remember years ago, and I'm talking about in the 70s, I had one of my friends is an NFL Hall of Famer, and he started understanding soccer a little bit, but most of the athletes in this league in this country never accepted it. And now everyone's bought into the sport. I think Beckham helped it for sure, but soccer is recognized as really a major sport now in our country. There's 5 majors, and not 4 anymore. There's 5. So that's a positive. You know, we're making progress, but you know, we're different in every country in the world. So, you know, we're not in a country where it's football and what's the other, cricket, right? You know, we have a lot of competition. You know, so that's the way it is in this country. You can't operate thinking you have to be number 1. You got to operate thinking that you're part of the sports entertainment business.
And Brian and Paul will call.
So kind of lost in all the offense today was really the play of Daniel in that back line, where especially the double save at I think 52.
Big play.
Yeah, 52 on.
At 3-2, people start getting nervous.
Yeah.
You know, so yeah, he's a very good goalkeeper. If he maintains a consistency in the goal, he'll be among the best keepers in the league.
And how is his leadership back there kind of directing the back line, as well as Bruno and then Romney? How are they learning to gel
It's
together?
good.
How important is
He
that?
can be a little bit more vocal. You know, we still have a few language barriers at times. You know, no issues with Bruno or Dave, but Rodriguez a little bit. And yeah, it's getting better. This is still, you know, we're in the early going here. You know, we don't know. Well, hopefully that it all adds up in the end. We have a good team, and it remains to be seen. But Daniel's a big part of it. He's a very talented goalkeeper.
Last one, Paul.
Paula Maruri, 10 a.m. Bruce, congratulations for the victory. How would you remember, how you going to remember this anniversary game in the future with 6 goals? Thank you so much.
Well, it's a good memory for sure, and I know this was a, you know, we had a dinner last night with some of the former DC United and San Jose players, and we talked about, we could reflect a little bit now how amazing it was 30 years ago. And if I recall properly what the game looked like 30 years ago and looks like today on the field, the actual technical part, it's night and day. And to see the progress in the league is remarkable. And it's something, you know, I didn't spend a whole lot of time thinking about because I'm an idiot probably half the time. And you know, I was away from the league for 9 years with the national team, so I wasn't always in the in and outs of MLS. And but you know, when you get back into it and you see the progress and the talented players around the league, it's a real positive. And to see that owners are now interested in investing not only in facilities but players, you know, and trying to have a reasonable business plan to make the thing move forward in the right way. So it's been tremendous to see the growth of the league, and today for all of us, even DC United, I know they can't be pleased walking away losing the game today, but it's progress, and you know, I think we need to be pleased with that.
Last one. Better see this in the paper. Just
Yeah, no, Bruce, I just wanted to follow up, you know, with that you were the DC United manager, you know, did this game bring up any emotions? Were you able to reconnect with anyone in particular?
Well, I was out last night with Marco Echeverry, John Harkes, Jeff Agus, and Sean Medved, and Troy joined us. He was at the dinner, so that's a real positive. You know, I've lived in Virginia my whole, well, the last 40, 50 years. So I lived in Northern Virginia even when I was a national team coach. My main residence in Charlottesville, Virginia. So I'm around the DC United club in a little way, and they're my first team in this league. So I'll always have a special place in my heart for DC United.
Didn't stop you from beating them.
Yeah, I mean, we're at a point now we got to win games, so I can't worry about DC United on game day.
Thanks, guys.
Thanks.
Thanks, Bruce.
Thank you, Bruce.
We'll start first with a question from Joe Carla, ESPN.
Joseph, obviously a huge day for you. Overall, how do you feel like the process of getting to know this team, getting to know your teammates, getting them familiar with how you play, how they play, how do you think that process is going?
They take maybe 7 games to be a sharp. Today is a special, man. It's not because the 3 goals is because my son was here. That's the most important for me. We work a lot this weekend. We push a lot. We deserve this game. The last 2 games at home, we don't get the result what they wanted. But the most important, as you know, today is a special day for everyone, for the city, and we can deserve.
Okay, next question. Everyone else?
So coming into this team, you probably had expectations on what it would be like to play with the likes of Arango and Espinoza, but how about the development of younger players in midfield feeding you some great balls such as Shakira and LaRue?
The first day I come here, I was surprised how intensity the training. So I can understand why the last year they don't get the result. They are so bad because I saw that young guys that push a lot, they work hard, and now you can see. This is it's today. Today everything is nice, everything is happy, but I saw every day the effort they put in the field, and we need to look forward and see what happens next week.
Cristian, Babcock?
Joseph, you've spent a lot of your career in this league. I'm sure you've seen how it's grown. With this being, the 30th year celebration, the 29th anniversary celebration, what can you say about how far MLS has come, and how much farther do you think it can go in the next 10 years or 30 years?
Amazing. I come here in 2017, 2018, and till today it's another league. The level, the team come here to fight, to compete, bring important players. Every day or every game is a battle. But I'm so happy to be here in this league for a long time. I'm happy to be in San Jose, and we look forward and still going.
3 more questions. We'll go with Marko Ikovic.
So you mentioned how it's taken 7 games to you guys to kind of play a complete game. Coming into the season, did you think it was going to take this many games, or did you guys maybe think it'd take maybe a little longer, even maybe a little shorter for you and like Chicho, 2 guys who were brought in to increase the goal scoring here?
Maybe I'm not clear, because if I make one of the 4 chances I have with Colorado, the discussion is another one. But today, because we won, we make a lot of good things. We score, so I can say they take 7 games. But the game before, we have a lot of chance. We don't make it. That's a frustrating for the striker because we need that. But today we see, we show another face with for you guys, for the fans come here, and for the league. So that's why I say we take 7 games for look better.
We go with Brian, Paula, and Edgardo.
Congratulations on the goals today, but it seemed like after the first goal you kind of started playing with a lot more patience, including letting the play go where Bo got hammered in the box for the penalty kick. I mean, it was one where you just kind of let that go because it was okay. Did you feel a lot more patient after that first goal and kind of just like taking a breath and letting the game come to you?
Yeah, because we see in the video DC United as a tough team, and maybe we didn't expect score that early, but the second one and the third one go easy because they push a lot, they leave a lot of space for us, and we the moment we have a more patience with the ball, we create more chances. So maybe today is a good example, and we have to continue with that.
And just a quick follow-up there, when with all the contributions he's been making to everybody on the offense, including you, how is the room feeling about Cristian Espinoza finally getting that first goal this year?
When the penalties, it was there, Chicho and myself, we discussed who taken,
and then we don't want to fight, and we say, okay, Cristian have the chance to score it too, and we live in. We have a lot of confidence in each other. We're not jealous who score. We're not. This is the team. Finally, in the end, it's a team. So if you score, we're happy. We're winning. We all together. So that's important for us.
We're joined by Cristian Espinoza, team captain for the final part of today's press conference. Cristian scored a goal and had an assist. The goal was good enough to pass Landon Donovan for fourth on the all-time Quakes list with 33. So we will start first with a question from
Me?
Jeff Robb.
Hello, Cristian. I think it was July last year before you guys got your third win. You're already at 3 wins already. I mean, what have been the biggest areas of improvement in terms of this team for you? I mean, obviously you scored 6 goals today, but I mean, in what areas do you think have really pushed this team to get off to such a better start this year?
Everywhere. We have improved a lot. I think it's very easy. It's very easy to compare last year with this year. Just I try to look forward and just be focusing what we can do better from now in the future. So, as I said before, for us and for everybody, it's too easy to talk about last year because everybody knows how it was last year. So, I think this year the mentality was so different since the first day. Also, having a Bruce as a coach who is such an important person in the league and also for the club, and all the achievement that he has as a head coach. So we knew that we had to be prepared to respond inside the field.
And just in terms of defensively, it seems like you guys are a lot more stable this year. I mean, what do you chalk that up to?
I think it's mentality. I'm gonna resume with mentality. When you have the right mentality in every game and every training session, then the things start to work in your favor.
Cristian, what did it mean to you? Obviously today was a very special game with it being the 29th anniversary of the start of MLS. What did it mean to you to be part of this game, and how do you think, this league has grown? I mean, so many international players, everyone who scored today was an international. Where do you see this league going in the future?
It's 30 anniversary, right?
It's it's 30 years of MLS, and this is the 29th anniversary.
Yes, we knew that was such an important game, and for us the most important thing was to keep the things in the same way that it started. The win stayed in San Jose. That was our mentality for today.
What was it? I mean, did you feel the occasion? It seemed like the fans really came out to support. How do you think this league has grown from the start?
A lot. I think it's growing a lot. Obviously, if you see the league since the first day, I'm gonna talk about since 2019 when I arrived here. I think the league was growing a lot and in so many things. Especially, the league is bringing a lot of young talents. The young talent are coming to this league to then do the next step, maybe to Europe or somewhere in the world. That is really important for us. Having the league doing that instead of just bringing big star in the end of their career is, I think that was the first big step for the league.
With Paul, first guys in the win. Last couple weeks, I think we've talked about it before, not being able to find it back in that, the team kind of struggling to score those chances. How big was a day like today needed for you guys, just from a mental standpoint of building back that confidence of being able to score, and especially taking this now to LA, which is a much different team, DC?
I think that in the moments that we were struggling to take advantage of the situation of world that we create, we keep working really hard during the weeks, and I think that's the starting point for us. Every time that something is not working out is when you more have to work, and I think that we collectively and individually we were improving a lot in the last weeks.
The team's found a lot of success with set pieces. You had another one tonight, your assist on Chicho's goal. What is the team doing to produce so much success on set pieces, whether it be training or mentality or both?
I think it's the confidence. They know that the ball gonna get in the spot that they want the ball, and it's all about the confidence and trusting each other. I trust in my teammates' movements, and they trust in that I'm gonna hit the proper ball in the space that they need.
And related, whose decision was it for the penalty kick tonight? Did you step up and say it's mine?
We just talk in the moment, because now we have a Josef and Chicho to take care of the PKs. But in the moment I felt really confident to take it, and I asked him if they let me take the PK, and they were really open to let me take it, and obviously I'm really thankful to them.
Kevin, and then back to Cristian.
Yeah, Cristian, you know, Josef mentioned that he had no problems like giving you the PK. You know, they wanted to see you succeed. What have you noticed about fitting him and Chicho into the team? They're two big personalities.
I think every time that we have big players like them, all the team have to use to know them, what they need inside the field, what they need also outside the field. I think with the time, with the training session during preseason, we were improving a lot in our relationship inside and outside the field. So that was really important for us.
Ricardo, and then Cristian.
I don't know if you knew or if they, told you that the first game ever in MLS was, 1-0, very late goal. Today you guys, a lot less drama. You get 3 early goals, you get 3 late goals. How fun is it just to be able to celebrate the occasion and, not have to worry about, you pretty much have the game in hand and you can kind of just soak it in?
Yes, it's very special. I mean, in football, you never know what's going to happen. The game is 90 minutes plus another extra some minutes that the referee always give. You have to be focused the entire time. We were winning 3-0. By the end of the first half, they scored a goal, and I put them in a good position to fight for the game again. We won. So in the second half, we came out of the field knowing that they're gonna push the game. We have to be ready to respond, and that's what we did.
How fun is it when one of your teammates gets a hat trick and you can share that moment?
Wow, it's amazing. I always enjoy when I see my teammates score, and obviously even more when I can help them.
Any last questions? All right, one from Brian, one from Abram McCall.
How has your defensive progression and the progression of the defense this year compared to last year, especially with the way that Daniel's been playing this first part of the season? How important is that to even get better at that, moving on, especially going into LA, who are not going to be the walkover you had today?
Yeah, as I said before, we were improving a lot in so many things. I think the compactness of the team is really important, to keep all the lines together. When you move as a team and you keep the shape really tight between lines, that don't let the other teams to play in between you. So sometimes you need to sacrifice yourself, run a little bit more, and that's what we demand inside the field for each other.
Last one, Abram.
Congratulations on the win. So in this system, you and Bo LaRue have to play very close to each other. He's just starting his first year in MLS, play. How do you feel he's progressing, and how is that connection between you two?
Bo, I am teaming with Bo since maybe 2 years now. He was not part of the first team last year and the previous years, but we were training together, and I see right away the quality of player that he is. Now he has a chance to show in every single weekend, and he's doing an amazing job, and he become, I think, a really important piece for this team.
Thanks, guys. Thank you.